Before handhelds jumped into 3D, they jumped into color. And before Rare's Conker was a foul-mouthed drunk who bounces off of sunflower breasts, he was an adorable little hero with high tops and a slingshot. How things change, huh? One day you're collecting birthday presents, the next day you're throwing toilet paper at a living mound of fecal matter. But such is life for Conker the Squirrel, a platforming star from a decade ago who's mostly known for the sleazy 2001 masterpiece, Conker's Bad Fur Day. But before the furry little bastard was raising hell on the Nintendo 64, he made his solo debut on the Game Boy Color, in this cuddly little game about birthdays gone awry. This is Conker's Pocket Tales for the Game Boy Color, and if you only know Conker from Bad Fur Day, which is basically gaming's precursor to The Hangover, this E-rated trip to a fantasy land with smiling flowers and talking acorns may surprise you as much as finding a tiger in your bathroom. Conker's Pocket Tales hit the Game Boy Color in 1999. This is actually a dual format cartridge, which means the game can be played on both the Game Boy Color and the original Game Boy. We're playing it on the GameCube with the Game Boy Player, so you're obviously seeing the colorful, non-puke green version. And you have our good friend Eric from Texas to thank for that, as do we. He sent us Conker's Pocket Tales and the Game Boy Player we're using to play it, and a bunch of other Nintendo games, and for that, we're very grateful, so thanks again, Eric. What's interesting about Pocket Tales is that while Conker would become known as a platforming character, it isn't at all a platformer. This is a top-down adventure game with virtually no platforming whatsoever. Playing as Conker the Squirrel before he became a binge drinker, you set off to save your girlfriend Barry from the aptly named Evil Acorn, who's kidnapped her and, worst yet, stolen all your birthday presents. I mean, no wonder Conker started drinking. What a terrible turn of events. So you roam around Conker's colorful world in search for your gifts, as most of us would. There's nothing worse than having an evil acorn pop out of your birthday cake and make off with your presents. 8 of them are scattered across each of the game's worlds, and you have to find them all to advance to the next. Some are out in the open, but most of them require some puzzle solving to retrieve. Conker encounters lots of enemies along the way, as you might expect, and he can dispose of them with his slingshot. Now you have to collect actual Conkers, as in the dark brown nuts, not extra lives, to use as ammunition, so you do have to conserve ammo. Unless you have to fight, it's usually best to just run away and continue your hunt for your presents. The game plays well, and frankly, it's a very good-looking game for a handheld. You'd expect that from Rare, a company that was known for pushing Nintendo's hardware as much as Nintendo themselves during its heyday. But the problem is that Rare was also known for basically making glorified collection quests. Now, on the Nintendo 64, that was less of a problem because Rare could create huge worlds with lots of gameplay variety, and that effectively hid the fact that all you were really doing was collecting stuff. Conker's Pocket Tales, on the other hand, doesn't have that luxury. The game feels more restricted due to its size and perspective, so the gift collecting does get a bit stale after a while. And ultimately, that's what keeps Pocket Tales at decent and not great. But to be fair to Conker, his games prior to Bad Fur Day were basically used as interactive promotions. His first appearance in Diddy Kong Racing, this solo debut, in a sense, they were simply meant to create awareness for the character. And although Conker's Pocket Tales isn't great, well, to Rare's credit, it is more fun than a commercial.